Childhood should be a time in life where you feel safe.
I see laughter, I see playing, I see running, I see, feeling that there's somebody that's going to care about them and that they're loved.
To be loved by somebody, to be accepted for who they are.
I think of family dinners, time around the table sharing stories about the day.
I remember going to dinner with my sister and my parents and laughing until we were all four in tears.
Every child deserves to be in an environment where they feel safe, where they can learn, where they can learn social skills, just be loved. Every child deserves that.
So when I think of childhood, I think of, my 3 girls that I raised, and they love to dress up, just be free and imagine. And so, when we brought this little one in, she would go in our backyard and kind of just wander around. She didn't really know how to play with toys. So obviously there was no counting, there's no ABCs, there's no, singing songs and different things like that you would think a healthy 3.5-year-old little girl would be doing.
We have some children that have been taken into state custody. On average, they've experienced 5 different traumatic events. So they are children that may be living in homes where there has been severe neglect. They may have experienced physical or sexual abuse.
To see her come in and just really traumatized, really glazed over, it's just really sad, really heartbreaking.
When we first meet many of the children here, they're very quiet usually. They have a frozen look to them. They're not expressive. They show 1 or 2 emotions, either a positive or a negative.
The first relationships they had were fractured somehow. They're coming from places that are unsafe, that are abusive, that are neglectful. And to get them out of that, I think relationships are key.
We kind of forget what it was like to be a kid. And my job is to remember what it's like and be a big kid, kind of not only be their teacher, but like a confidant, someone that they can trust, someone that they can confide in.
Once they've been to the Children's Place and they've experienced the amazing individualized attention and the relationships, and they've learned the structure, they've learned that this is a place that will keep them safe, we start to see this development. We start to see this metamorphosis of change.
One of the things that she first started doing was kind of acting out this play theme with these little animals. And in her storyline, she was this little bird that didn't have a voice and that was lost from her mom and couldn't find her way. And so one of the biggest things I've seen her grow in is finding her voice. It's been beautiful to be able to see her just grow in that way.
Many times when children start here, they don't know how to play. And what we see here is they start to add things to their play. They want to dress up. They want to take on roles. They start to have opinions. They want to try new things. They can be silly.
She came out and she has this boa on and this dress-up skirt on, and it's little things like that, like you don't even realize that they're not doing it until they do it, and we were just shocked, just laughing, and the freedom and the singing, the dancing. As the months went by, we were literally seeing her come alive.
So often when people come through our building, they are surprised because they hear laughter. They hear them playing. But I think what amazes people is because they come in here thinking these are the children in our community that have experienced the worst things that life has to offer, and yet they see this joyful side. And that creates sort of a pause because they thought they were going to see all of these very quiet, sad children, and that's not what you're going to get here.
That has been one of the biggest things for me, being a part of the Children's Place, is feeling like I'm not alone. The teachers, the therapists, the occupational therapist, the speech therapist, you feel like you're part of a team. And so I love that they can identify that she needs to learn how to advocate for herself, and she needs to express her voice and how she feels and what she thinks. And I would say that's one of the biggest areas I've seen her grow in, just confidence.
It's the heart, it's the love, and then the support and the value they place on these little lives.
Our mission is to show these kids that they are loved. We're here to keep you safe. We're here to help you learn.
We dream of childhood being predictable, being where you are noticed, where you are joyful. And so I think in our community, when we realize that not all children are having this ideal childhood, it calls us to action.
We may feel bad about things that happen to them, but we don't feel sorry for them.
You are somebody, and we're never going to let you forget